He just walked in here, was getting ready to jump on something, and I grabbed him instead. And he's not thrilled. So, since last week, honestly, I had my period. So, I realized in retrospect that a lot of creative projects that I planned and started on and even completed weren't the best ideas, like the hair. I'm just waiting for it to fade after a few washes so I can dye a pink or a purple over it without making brown or orange or whatever ends up with this. It's a nice color green, it's just not me. But I got it because it was a good price and because the kiddo used to want to have green hair, but he doesn't anymore. So, I've been working on projects for human size sewing. Like I finally sewed the replacement green jacket for the kiddo. And I like reinforced the front, so hopefully this time all the pins won't rip the front. But again, not the best judgments. I used an adult pattern for this because it's extra small is the right width, it's just a little long. So I measured his arms to get the sleeves the right length. And the front I made the length of my zipper. And the back I thought I cut the same amount off, but it was too much. So I had to improvise on the back, and since I didn't want to unpick all this top stitching, and so there's like 2 layers of top stitching and stitching on both the shoulders. So I sewed on the extension, and then I sewed on the reflective tape, which he likes it because even before he knew it reflected, he liked how tacky it looked. So that's good. And I started a project for me using the same pattern, and it's also using that cloth I showed you I got from the $2 for 2 yards, or $2 a yard, 2 yards for $4 stuff from Walmart a few weeks ago, this two-tone peach. And I was sewing it and sewing it and sewing it, and I've got like the basic of the parts of the jacket made. I still need to do the cuffs and the waistband and the hood and the zipper, but part way through it yesterday, it's like, click. This is so synthetic, I'll probably never wear it, and it's not my color. What am I doing? So I'm going to finish it, but it's just all my creative energy, such as it has been since last week, has been off in some weird tangent. So I do have a few things to talk about. Like the kiddo, he's gotten back into Minecraft. Sorry, I feel like the camera, like I need to be here to be centered on the camera. So the kiddo's gotten back into Minecraft. And since the last time he was super duper into Minecraft, he's grown a bit, so all of his own Minecraft t-shirts didn't fit anymore. So I've been out looking for more Minecraft shirts for him. Most of the shirts that you can buy new now are high polyester content. And another honest thing that you don't want to know, but my family, and he inherited it from me, we tend to get really stinky when we wear high polyester content. So I've been looking for 90% to 100% cotton shirts for him, so I've had to go to thrift stores for that. So I did go back to the thrift store. I hadn't been for a while, and I thought as I was going in the thrift store, I'm going for Minecraft shirts, but I'd like to find a Disney Animator Doll too, just because I wouldn't mind having Disney Animator Doll again. So I did find the Minecraft t-shirts, and I found a Disney Animator Frozen Anna knockoff. Oh, this doll was terrible. It was really rough. The back of the head, you could see where the original head it was cast off of, rooting line had been, well, the knockoff's rooting, which the hair fiber was terrible. I mean, Disney Animator Dolls don't have great hair fiber anyway. It was really terrible. But, like, the rooting line was so high up you could see the holes where it was in the original head. And also, vinyl shrinks after it's cast. So if you start with a vinyl head and cast it in vinyl, the resulting copy is going to be small. So this doll, I didn't even consider buying it to like customize because it was just so terrible. So that was amusing. I kind of found an Animator Doll, but not really. So I mentioned it on social media, and a very nice person said, "Hey, my kid has a Disney Animator Doll that she has no interest in. It is literally in our donation box right now. I can send it to you." I was like, "Wow, thank you so much. That is so cool. Thanks." So that's set aside. And I went into more thrift stores today looking for more Minecraft t-shirts, which I did find, and I also found a real Disney animator Frozen Elsa doll. So this one I'm probably going to experiment on, whereas the one that I'm being given I'll probably leave stock. It's an Ariel. Excuse me. Tickly nose. It's an Ariel that I'm being sent, which I, of course, offer that if there's anything that person wants for themselves or their kid, just let me know and I'll give it to them. But I will be more likely to experiment on this one. I'm not sure what kind of experiments. Another funny thing is I walked into this the thrift store that this was in, and up by the front they have the display case with the nicer stuff. And sitting on top of the display case, I recognized right away doll wig boxes. They were almost all Playhouse, and there was one Kemper. The thing is, they were almost all size 14, 15 too, but there was one 12, 13, so I actually considered that for this doll, but they were very, that kind of very 80s doll wig that's just a mass of compact short curls and weird shades of blonde. That's pretty much all they were, so if she gets a wig, I might try making a wig myself, or I might try doing something with her hair. I'm not sure, but so I'm going to have a couple Disney Animator dolls again, which will be fun. I've had some before. Their torsos are they're pretty much 60 centimeter doll size, so a lot of the patterns I have are actually the right width for them. I just have to make everything shorter. And she's got a lot of scuffs and scrapes in her paint, so she's a little more ready to be experimented on and customized. So that was cool. And speaking of customizing projects long term, I got the silicone and I got the plaster. So my excuses for not making the last to make doll shoes on, that list of excuses has gotten smaller now. I still have to gather all the materials to make a silicone mold, but there's so many tutorials online that I know getting the silicone was the big part of it. It's like silicone, cornstarch, and mineral oil, and some acrylic paint. I think that's what goes into it, and everything I've seen doesn't even give proportions. It's just, mix it up till it looks right. So I will be trying that eventually. So I will have doll shoes eventually. Again, I've not been doing a lot since. Humble Zombie. I don't know if you remember last year, Humble Zombie sent me this fan art of the kitties that Humble Zombie drew. And of course it is adorable. And this year I got the sequel, with apologies for it being late, but that's fine because it is adorable. It's got Chip and Foofies and a stack of cloth, and Humble Zombie decided not to draw a specific doll of mine, just a generic idea of my dolls. Biggest point being it has brown eyes. So I have another cute Humble Zombie cat fan art illustration. So, bought more cloth I don't need, but again, this is for the child. Went to a different Walmart, and their 2 yards were $4 pre-cuts. They had some nice denim. I know I shouldn't encourage it. He doesn't like messing with zippers and buttons. He has been so skinny most of his life that he's just been able to shimmy in and out of a regular pair of pants. So I'll probably go ahead and make another pair. The jeans in his size that he wore last year are too small for him now, but the jeans the next size up are too big, so I need to make him a pair of intermediate jeans anyway. But I really do want to encourage him to stop being lazy and use the zipper. So I got that to make stuff for him, and also I know I don't need cloth, but this was 4 yards for $2 in the thrift store, and he does like green, you may have noticed, so I'll probably make him a pair of shorts out of this and a pair of obnoxious pants, and I'll probably have more for other stuff. I think he will like this, along with the Minecraft shirts he now has a handful of. So, And I'm pretty sure, I mean, sometimes I have stuff that I want to talk about, but I put it aside and I forget about it. But by next week, I should have gotten the other Disney Animator Doll. And also, someone else mentioned that they had a box of stuff to send me. And I'm still trying not to just grab every single doll. I don't know if it's because I've been a long way from the thrift stores for a while, or if it's because they're starting to build up for Christmas or what. But every thrift store I went into this last week, the toys have been a million times better than they had been before. And again, I stepped away and only got what I thought to myself before I went to the store. If they had one, I'll get one. It's like I have a list in my mind of dolls that I'm always likely to get. Like if I ever see a thrifted made-to-move doll, I get it. And then there's the dreaming dolls, like I found a Sasha baby. If I find any more Sashas, that would be wonderful. Or, you know, a Susie Sad Eyes, or a Lonely Lisa, or one of those classic dolls like that. Of course, the dream is to find a Kenner Blythe, which I don't think ever will happen, but wouldn't that be nice? So, I will never give up on thrift stores completely, but I don't feel the need to go to them constantly like I used to. Because I really should be sewing stuff, right? So, not much doll stuff this week, but the promise of doll stuff next week. And eventually I will actually stop promising doll stuff and have doll stuff. Like I said, I don't know when I'll get around to trying this, but since I went ahead and got the big tube of silicone caulk, I will be more open to trying. The Delilah Noir has little skinny, slightly high heel feet. So I had been thinking I would just make one cast of the Resin Soul's feet, since those are the slightly larger feet of all three of the dolls who have roughly the same size feet. But since I have enough of this to play around with, I plan to do a cast of Delilah Noir's feet and a cast of the Resin Soul's feet. So then I will be able to make shoes for the Resin Soul and for the Goodrow from that cast foot, and then Delilah Noir will get her own shoes. And if I accidentally mix up way too much putty, I'll probably try casting any. I don't know if I'll go for other people's feet, other dolls' feet, or odds and ends to cast to make stuff. So that's where I am this week. I don't think I'm forgetting anything that I wanted to talk about. Basically because since last week I've just had a big headache and hadn't done anything. So, feeling better now. I hope you're feeling good too. Thanks for watching. Stay cool.